All right, let's dive into the absolutely wild world of Indian quick commerce. It's a market that for years has been obsessed with just one thing: unbelievable speed. But what if that's about to change completely? So you've got these billion-dollar giants, and they're all locked in this insane battle over who can deliver in 10 minutes. But then there's this new startup, FirstClub, and they're making a totally different bet. They're saying, forget 10 minutes, how about 30? They're swapping out impulse buys for planned shopping, and they're ditching discounts for something way harder to build: genuine trust.
You know, for the past few years, the story of quick commerce in India has been pretty simple, right? Get groceries, snacks, basically anything to your door in just a few minutes. This whole model was built on a huge network of these so-called dark stores and just fueled by massive amounts of venture capital. It was all about instant gratification, and man, did it grow fast. But right into this speed-obsessed arena, here comes FirstClub. It was founded by Ayyappan R, who's a total veteran from e-commerce giants like Flipkart and Mantra. And FirstClub? It's a direct challenge to that whole philosophy. It's built on this idea that maybe, just maybe, a growing chunk of Indian consumers want something more than just getting things fast.
You don't have to take my word for it. The founder himself puts it perfectly. With this one simple line, Ayyappan R is arguing that the entire industry has been chasing the wrong thing. He's betting that the next big wave in commerce won't be about who's fastest, but who has the highest standards.
And you know what? Investors are buying this vision big time. Just look at this timeline. The company gets incorporated in September 2024, and only 3 months after it launches, it pulls in a $23 million Series A at a $120 million valuation. And just 6 months after that, they're reportedly looking to more than double that number. This isn't just some idea. This thing's a rocket ship.
So how does FirstClub actually pull off this whole promise of quality? Well, it's not just some catchy marketing slogan. Their entire operation is built around it, starting with their fulfillment centers, which, by the way, they call clubhouses, not dark stores. Everything revolves around a super rigorous vetting process.
And their method is pretty wild. It all comes down to a 3-step test that every single product has to pass. First up is an ingredient check, where they literally ban over 200 common additives. Then there's independent lab testing for pantry staples to make sure they're pure. And finally, they do blind taste tests with consumers, and only the stuff that gets the highest ratings actually makes it onto the platform.
And this isn't just theory, right? This leads to differences you can actually see and taste. We're talking about them using special meters to guarantee the sweetness of fruit. Or something that sounds so simple but is actually profound, promising lemons that are actually yellow. They sell freshly milled flour, and they even publish their whole list of banned ingredients for everyone to see. The goal isn't to sell everything, it's to curate the best.
Okay, this all sounds amazing, but FirstClub's quality-first approach isn't happening in a bubble. It's happening in the shadow of some of the biggest, most well-funded startups on the planet. And the scale of their competition, it's just staggering.
First, you've got Blinkit. It's owned by the food delivery giant Zomato, and its implied valuation is a jaw-dropping $13 billion. That's the kind of scale and financial firepower FirstClub is going up against.
And it doesn't stop there. Zepto, another huge player in the 10-minute delivery game, has a valuation of $7 billion. So this isn't just a friendly competition, it's a battle against absolute titans. So how on earth can they compete? Well, this chart right here reveals their secret weapon, the average order value. FirstClub's average order is around 1,500 rupees. That's more than double its competitors. And this points to a really fundamental difference in how people use them. You use Blinkit for a distress purchase, like, oh no, I ran out of milk. You use FirstClub for a planned purchase, your big weekly grocery shopping.
So this whole strategy, targeting a premium, quality-conscious customer, it's a really high-stakes gamble. It needs a totally different business model, a different mindset, and it comes with a whole unique set of risks that are going to define its future.
Before we jump into those risks, let's just see who's steering the ship here. The founder, Ayyappan R, still holds on to almost 50% of the company. That's a huge amount of founder control, and it's super important because it lets the company stick to its long-term, quality-first vision without getting pushed around by short-term pressures. But the challenge is, they are very real. Analysts are pointing to 4 major risks. First, the market for premium groceries might be too small, maybe only the top 10% of households. Second, the high costs of all this quality control could really eat into their profits. Third, can they actually scale their network of clubhouses without quality taking a nosedive? And finally, the big one, is a 30-minute delivery really competitive in a 10-minute world? But here's the real kicker. This is the most crucial part of their whole strategy. The long-term plan isn't to make money on groceries at all. The end game is to become the Costco of India.
They want to sell high-quality stuff at almost no profit and make their real money from a recurring membership fee. See, they're not just building a store, they're trying to build a club.
And that brings us to the final billion-dollar question. In a market where speed has been king for so long, can a relentless focus on quality and trust actually build a business that lasts? That is the premium gamble First Club is taking.